Gavin Newsom, who's running around saying we all have California derangement syndrome. He's just like ripping off Trump derangement and calling it California derangement. It's like, no. How many corporations have left California?
It's crazy.
Joe Rogan just went nuclear on Gavin Newsom, and this time Elon Musk is backing him up. What started as a casual conversation quickly turned into a public takedown of California's governor, exposing the disastrous reality behind his so-called progressive policies. From failing cities to mass business departures, Rogan didn't hold back, and Musk added fuel to the fire with brutal truth bombs about what's really killing the Golden State. This isn't just another debate. It's a full-on reckoning for California's leadership. Let's break it down.
There's always something. That's what's nuts. There's always some new law that's passed, some new insane thing that California's doing.
Yeah.
And it's like a giant chunk of it's happening in California. The most preposterous things that I get.
Yeah.
And then you got
Crazy.
Gavin Newsom, who's running around saying we all have California derangement syndrome. He's just like ripping off Trump derangement and calling it California derangement. It's like, no. Fucking, how many corporations have left California?
It's crazy. Like,
hundreds.
Yes, hundreds.
Right? Hundreds.
Yes.
That's not good.
Not Chick-fil-A. I think In-N-Out left.
Yeah, In-N-Out left. They moved to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, we can't do this anymore.
Right. And
It's
like
the California company for food. It's
Yes.
like the greatest hamburger place ever.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not actually speaking of like just sort of open source and like looking at things openly. I just like going In-N-Out and seeing them make the burger.
Yeah.
California was once the crown jewel of American innovation. Now it's the poster child for bad governance. Fortune 500 companies are fleeing in record numbers, and the reason is crystal clear. Gavin Newsom's policies are driving them out. Tesla left Palo Alto for Austin. Oracle and Chevron followed, escaping suffocating regulations, crushing taxes, and sky-high costs. What was once Silicon Valley's pride has turned into a bureaucratic nightmare. The mass exodus isn't random. It's a direct result of leadership failure. California's Golden State dream is turning into an expensive illusion.
Yeah, I'm not actually speaking of like just sort of open source and like looking at things openly. I just like going In-N-Out and seeing them make the burger.
Yeah, it's right there.
They chop the onions and they you just see everything getting made in front of you.
Yeah.
It's great. But yeah, it should be like, how many wake-up calls do you need to say that it needs to be reform in California?
Well, the crazy thing that Newsom does is whenever someone brings up the problems in California, he starts rattling off all the positives. The most Fortune 500 companies, highest education. But yeah, that was all already there before you were governor.
But how many Fortune 500 companies have left California?
Right. And then you guys spent $24 billion on the homeless, and it got way worse.
Yes. Like the homeless population doubled or something. People don't understand like the homeless thing because it sort of preys on people's empathy, and I think we should have empathy, and we should try to help people.
It's wild when you think about it. California poured a staggering $24 billion into solving its homelessness crisis. Yet the problem hasn't just persisted, it's doubled. The failure lies in the state's approach. Instead of cleaning up public areas and helping people rebuild their lives, the policies have normalized street living. Tent encampments became permanent fixtures, while compassionate programs only enabled dependency. It's a tragic cycle of wasted money and misplaced priorities, moral pretense disguised as empathy, leaving California streets looking like failed social experiments, rather than the golden promise they once were.
But the homeless industrial complex is really it's dark, man. It should be that network of NGOs should be called like the drug zombie farmers, because the more homeless people and really like when you meet like somebody who's like totally dead inside, shuffling along down the street with a needle dangling out of their leg. Homeless is the wrong word. Like homeless implies that somebody got a little behind in their mortgage payments, and if they just got a job offer, they'd be back on their feet. But someone who's, you see these videos of people that are just shuffling. They're on fentanyl. They're like, taking a dump in the middle of the street, and they got like open sores and stuff. They're not like one drop offer away from getting back on their feet.
Musk is absolutely right. It's becoming clear that some groups lean on the language of empathy while benefiting from systems that keep funding flowing without delivering results. Many of those on the streets aren't just victims of circumstance. They're trapped in cycles of drug addiction and mental illness. What they need isn't virtue signaling or bloated budgets. They need real government intervention, structured recovery programs, mental health treatment, and job reintegration. Until California commits to real solutions, the system will keep rewarding failure, and the tragedy will only deepen.
Homeless it's a propaganda word,
Right.
So, and then the these sort of charities, in quotes, they get money proportionate to the number of homeless people or number of drug zombies.
Right.
So their incentive structure is to maximize the number of drug zombies, not minimize it.
Right.
That's why they don't arrest the drug dealers. Because if they arrest the drug dealers, the drug zombies leave. So they know who the drug dealers are. They don't arrest them on purpose. Because otherwise the drug zombies would leave and they would stop getting money from the state of California and from all the charities.
This revelation perfectly explains why California keeps funneling billions into its homelessness crisis, yet the problem refuses to go away. The truth? Most of that money never reaches the people it's meant to help. Instead, it vanishes into a maze of nonprofits and contractors that profit from managing the crisis, not solving it. It's like when the Trump administration cut off certain USAID charities for misusing funds. The same corruption, different stage. California doesn't have a funding problem. It has an accountability problem, wrapped in a blanket of fake compassion.
So they're in coordination with law enforcement on this?
Yeah.
So how do they have those meetings?
They're all in cahoots.
Well, when you find this...
This is a diabolical scam. And San Francisco has got this tax, this gross receipts tax, which it's not even on revenue; it's on all transactions, which is why Stripe and Square had and a whole bunch of financial companies had to move out of San Francisco because it wasn't a tax on revenue; it's a tax on transactions. So if you did trillions of dollars transactions, it's not revenue. You're taxed on any money going through the system in San Francisco. Like Jack Dorsey pointed this out, and they said look that they had to move Square from San Francisco to Oakland, I think. Stripe had to move from San Francisco to South San Francisco, a different city, and that money goes to the homeless industrial complex. That tax that was passed. So there's billions of dollars that go, as you pointed out, billions of dollars every year that go to these non-governmental organizations that are funded by the state.
Many companies have fled San Francisco, driven out by a suffocating tax structure and anti-business policies that made the city nearly impossible to operate in. Once a hub of innovation, it's now a cautionary tale of overregulation and arrogance. At the center of it all is Gavin Newsom. Critics argue his leadership has tanked California's economy, businesses gone, crime up, homelessness skyrocketing. Despite countless warnings, Newsom doubles down. For many, his tenure is no longer seen as leadership, but as a case study in policy failure that's dragging a once golden state into decay.
It's a self-licking ice cream cone situation. So they get this money. The money is proportionate to the number of homeless people or number of drug zombies, essentially. So they try to keep that. They try to actually increase, because that in some cases it's somebody did an analysis. When you add up all the money that's flowing, they're getting close to $1 million per homeless per drug zombie. It's like $900,000, something like some crazy amount of money is going to these organizations. So so they want to keep people just barely alive. They need to keep them in the area so they get the revenue. So And so that's why, like I said, they don't arrest the drug dealers because otherwise the drug zombies would leave. But they don't want to have too much. If they get too much drugs, then they die. So they're kept in this sort of perpetual zone of being addicted, but just barely alive.
The homelessness crisis will only end when California decides to actually solve it, not just talk about it. Real change takes courage, not performative compassion. Some progressive activists insist the homeless should be left alone, calling the streets their natural habitat. That's not empathy, it's abandonment. True reform means enforcing laws, investing in recovery and housing, and restoring dignity. Until that happens, California's denial will keep spreading its failed model to the rest of the country.
So how is this coordinated with like DAs that they'll prosecute people?
Yeah.
So when they hire or they push, so they fund the campaigns of the most progressive, most out there left-wing DAs. They get them into office.
We've got that issue in Austin too, by the way. So some friends of mine were telling me that like the library's unsafe. Like they took their kids to the library, and there were like dangerous people in the library in Austin. And I was like, dangerous people in the library? Like that's a strange. It basically get drug zombies in the library.
Oh Jesus!
If Musk is right, California's homelessness crisis isn't being solved, it's being sustained. The very people tasked with fixing it may be fueling it for profit. Consultants, nonprofits, and political insiders thrive on endless government funds that reward activity, not results. Instead of tackling root causes like addiction and mental illness, the system creates the illusion of progress. Meanwhile, open drug use, rising violence, and street crime turn once safe neighborhoods into danger zones. The truth is chilling. This isn't just a housing problem anymore. It's a full-blown public safety crisis.
Wasn't there a crazy story about the judge who was involved, who had previously dealt with this person, was also invested in a rehabilitation center and was sending these
conflict of interest?
Yes. So sending people that they were charging to a rehabilitation center instead of putting them in jail, profiting from this rehabilitation center, letting them back out on the street.
Yes, and
violent, insane people.
And there, in that case, I believe that judge has no law degree or a significant legal experience that would allow them to be a judge.
Joe Rogan nailed it. California's homelessness crisis persists because too many people profit from failure. Politicians, nonprofits, and consultants all benefit from keeping the system broken. Billions spent, no results. The most damning proof? Newsom cleared entire streets of homeless encampments overnight for China's president's visit. That shows the state can fix it when it wants to. It just chooses not to. Optics over action. Chaos over solutions. Rogan's point couldn't be clearer. The problem isn't unsolvable. It's just inconvenient to fix.
I have friends that are comedians that called you a Nazi, and I got pissed off.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Like not as
definitely
a
Nazi.
joke?
No, because you did that thing at the My Heart Goes Out
like
to You.
Everyone
like
who's done
everyone, all of them.
Literally.
Tim Walz, Kamala Harris, every one of them did it. They all did it.
How do you point at the crowd? How do you wave at the crowd?
Do you know CNN was using a photo of me whenever I got in trouble during COVID?
Oh, man.
From the UFC weigh-ins. And if the UFC weigh-ins, I go, hey, everybody, welcome to the weigh-ins. And so they were getting me from the side. And that was the photo that they used. Conspiracy theorist podcaster Joe Rogan. Like, that's what they used.
Yeah, but that's what the left is today. It's a super judgy and calling everyone a Nazi.
If the far left doesn't like you, they'll try to destroy you. Just ask Joe Rogan or Elon Musk. The playbook is always the same. Vilify, misrepresent, and smear until dissenting voices look like villains. Rogan was attacked for open discussions. Musk was demonized for defending free speech. Even Trump and his supporters faced relentless narratives crafted to silence them. It's not about truth, it's about control. And that same mindset is what's crippling California. Power disguised as compassion. Chaos disguised as care, billions wasted, streets unsafe, and leaders pretending they can't fix what they clearly can.